Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're taking a rapid yet thorough look at something that's really on everyone's minds, the fast-moving world of artificial intelligence and, well, how it might reshape our roles in pretty much every sector. You shared a really insightful piece with us, a recent newsletter published just this past March 31st, 2025.
That's right.
And interestingly, the newsletter itself leveraged some AI tools in its creation, which kind of gives you a sense of how integrated this technology is becoming already.
Absolutely. And this newsletter, it serves as a fascinating, almost real-time assessment of AI's potential impacts across, various industries.
Okay.
So our goal in this deep dive is really to distill the core insights. We want to understand where AI is projected to, well, take over human tasks, and crucially, what kinds of opportunities and challenges are highlighted in the process.
Okay, let's dive right into some of the more eye-opening predictions then. The newsletter mentions Bill Gates suggesting we might see a 2-day work week within the next decade.
Yeah, within a decade.
Thanks to AI automating most things. When you hear something like that, it really makes you think about the sheer scale of the potential changes, doesn't it?
It really does. And it's not just, abstract future gazing. The newsletter also points to a concrete example: the deployment of humanoid robots as police officers in Shenzhen, China.
Right, the robocops.
Exactly. This immediately brings up not just the question of how work might evolve, but also how we'll be interacting with AI in roles that have traditionally been very human-centric, especially in areas concerning public safety and, well, authority.
So while a drastically shorter work week sounds, potentially great, the newsletter also focuses on the potential disruption to employment. The top picks section features something called the AI workforce, navigating the 2-day workweek revolution, really emphasizing the threat to traditional jobs. It sounds like businesses are being urged to proactively think about how they'll adapt to a potentially very different workforce.
Precisely. The newsletter paints a picture where the fundamental structure of how we organize our work lives could be, well, completely upended.
Yeah.
This isn't just about incremental changes. A shift towards a 2-3-day work week, as the newsletter suggests, that would require significant strategic planning from businesses to navigate effectively.
And it's not just routine tasks that are potentially being automated either. The newsletter includes a pretty staggering quote from Dario Amodei, CEO of Anthropic.
Oh, yeah, that one.
He predicts that in the next 3 to 6 months, AI is writing 90% of the code, and in 12 months, nearly all code may be generated by AI. That's a bold statement.
It really is.
What implications does that have for the future of software development as a profession?
Well, it suggests a potentially radical transformation. If AI reaches that level of coding proficiency, we could see just unprecedented speed and efficiency in software creation.
Right.
This raises a significant question for those in software development. Will their role evolve into more of an architectural or oversight function, maybe? Or will there be a substantial contraction in the need for human coders? What's particularly striking is the very short time frame Amodei proposes for this near-complete shift.
Yeah, 12 months for all code. Going back to the example of the robocops in Shenzhen, that really brings the discussion of AI out of the digital realm and into the physical world, operating in public spaces. The newsletter highlights the crucial questions this raises about how humans and machines will interact in these contexts, and maybe even more importantly, about the control mechanisms. Like, who is ultimately responsible, and how do we ensure these AI systems operate as intended and ethically in such sensitive roles?
These are indeed fundamental questions. As AI systems get deployed in roles involving authority and decision-making in the physical world, the potential for unintended consequences becomes much more tangible,
Definitely.
The newsletter rightly points out the need for a reevaluation of our risk management approaches as these technologies become more prevalent in areas like law enforcement.
Shifting to a larger scale, the newsletter also touches on the geopolitical implications of AI. It mentions a diplomatic AI standoff between the U.S. and China regarding technological risks. This suggests that AI isn't just a technological or economic issue anymore. It's becoming a significant factor in international relations.
Exactly. The development and governance of advanced AI are increasingly being viewed through a strategic and, well, competitive lens by major global powers.
Right.
This standoff underscores the urgent need for some form of international agreement or framework to manage the development and deployment of these powerful technologies. Without cooperation, there's a genuine risk of escalating tensions and a lack of consistent global standards.
The newsletter also brings up an interesting point about technological vulnerabilities. Using France's significant reliance, apparently 72%, on U.S. tech giants for cloud services, as an example.
Yeah, 72%.
That sounds like it could pose some real strategic risks for a nation,
Yeah,
right?
oh, absolutely. It highlights the potential for what could be termed digital dependency. Such a high level of reliance on foreign technology providers creates potential vulnerabilities in areas like data security, national infrastructure, even economic sovereignty.
Interesting.
It serves as a reminder that technological progress also necessitates careful consideration of strategic autonomy and resilience, at a national level.
Okay. Moving to specific applications now, the newsletter points to some really promising developments in healthcare. The text agent AI system developed by Harvard and MIT is mentioned,
Yes,
which
staging.
apparently provides very precise treatment recommendations with a 92.1% accuracy rate. That could potentially reduce uncertainties in medical decision-making, could have a profound impact on patient care.
This is a really compelling illustration of AI's potential to enhance human expertise and improve outcomes in critical fields. In healthcare, where decisions often have, significant consequences, AI's ability to process vast amounts of data and offer highly accurate recommendations could lead to more effective and personalized treatment plans. It's quite promising.
Yeah, really promising. But then the creative industries are also being significantly affected.
Yeah.
There's a section in the newsletter titled, "The AI Canvas Navigating Creative Disruption in Image Generation."
Mm-hmm.
The capabilities of systems like ChatGPT in generating images are highlighted, presenting both new possibilities and, well, potential challenges too. Intellectual property issues and the sheer volume of content that could be created are specifically mentioned. It feels like the fundamental concepts of creativity and ownership are being challenged.
Absolutely. The ease with which AI can now produce high-quality visual content has significant implications for artists, designers, content creators, everyone really. While it offers new tools and avenues for creative expression, it also raises complex legal and ethical questions surrounding copyright, originality, and the future of creative professions. And the potential for just a massive increase in content generation could also lead to new challenges like content verification and the attribution of creative work, who made what.
Right, exactly. And it's not just digital or highly skilled sectors experiencing this disruption.
Hmm.
Manufacturing is also facing potential upheaval. BYD's massive EV factory is cited in the newsletter as a potential challenge to traditional automotive production, simply due to its sheer scale enabled by automation.
Yes, that's a good point.
It seems AI and related technologies are enabling entirely new levels of industrial output.
This underscores a broader trend, doesn't it? AI and robotics driving significant gains in efficiency and scale within the manufacturing sector. The ability to establish these mega factories with unprecedented production capacity could reshape global supply chains and, well, potentially create huge competitive pressures for more established industrial players.
Definitely. Finally, the newsletter includes some really thought-provoking quotes. Jensen Huang, the CEO of NVIDIA, states that AI and robotics will start doing more and more of what humans can do and better.
A strong statement.
And Eric Schmidt, the former CEO of Google, goes even further, predicting that by 2030, AGI will write its own code and outsmart every human.
Wow, by 2030.
Yeah. Then there's this really interesting historical quote from NASA back in the 1960s that said, "Man is the lowest cost, 150-pound, nonlinear, all-purpose computer system which can be mass-produced by unskilled labor." It's quite a contrast, isn't it, to the direction we seem to be heading with AI.
It really is. These quotes, they really highlight the magnitude of the potential shift we're observing. That NASA quote, "When you view it through the lens of today's AI capabilities, it underscores how AI is now challenging the very notion of human beings as the most versatile and cost-effective computing systems." And the predictions from Huang and Schmidt, they paint a picture of AI rapidly advancing and potentially surpassing human abilities in an increasing number of domains. It's something to grapple with.
So wrapping up this deep dive, it's clear that AI is progressing incredibly quickly and is poised to have a major impact on a wide range of areas. From our jobs and how we code, to public safety, international relations, healthcare, the creative fields, and even manufacturing. While there are definite possibilities for increased efficiency and maybe even a better work-life balance, there are also significant questions around job displacement, ethical considerations, and geopolitical stability.
Exactly. This newsletter offers a valuable snapshot of a very dynamic and rapidly changing landscape. It emphasizes that the changes driven by AI are likely to be fundamental and transformative across many aspects of our society.
This has been a really insightful look into the near future, at least as presented in this recent analysis. And it really makes you wonder, given all these rapid advancements we've discussed, what kinds of skills or knowledge might become the most valuable in a world increasingly shaped by AI. It's definitely something for you, the listener, to think about as we all navigate this evolving landscape. Thanks for joining me for this deep dive.